Another interesting movie at Alamo Drafthouse, which if it wasn't Alamo Drafthouse, I would never have watched it. Network. What's this about? Let's find out. Chase Lee Hockey here, Blue Futon Movie Network. So what's about? Pretty simple premise. This is a movie from 1976 with Faye Dunaway, Peter Finch, William Holden, Robert Duvall, and others about a TV organization, UBS, is kind of in the shitter when dealing with ratings. But however, one news anchor is like, in a week from now, I'm going to kill myself on air. And people are like, wait a minute, what? He's going to do what again? Because people aren't paying attention to his news organization, but it's gaining traction. CBS is covering it. NBC's covering it. ABC's covering it. They're like, okay, this is odd. This isn't like news. This is a guy just like sprouting bullshit. So again, he kind of does the same thing. Like, this is all bullshit. The news is bullshit. You already know shit is bad outside. It's 9 to 5, blah, blah, blah. I think, get out of here, bug. Sorry about that. Anyway, so he's just like, the whole world is bullshit. You don't need TVs to tell you the world's outside, and you'll be mad. So he's basically saying the news is making people NPCs, and you just need to figure out on your own. And they realize, oh shit, this is what people want to hear. So let's make this into a talk show. So think about this as like the Maury, the Jerry Springers, the Rachel Maddows, the Penenskis, the Don Lemons when he wasn't fired, the Brian, whatever his name, he's not even on the air anymore, the Tucker Carlsons, if you want to put it that way. This is what they're doing. They were literally, I want to say fear-mongering, but they were just shouting at you at the TV by, believe me. And it was not really news, as opinion, and it gets people riled up. And that's the whole point of this movie, is to get people riled up to like have a cause and just be really mad at the world. And I think this is a very potent message, because that is all we are nowadays. The clapback culture of politicians on X, on Facebook, on TikTok. All these hearings, the congressional hearings or Senate hearings, everything is about, can I get that 10 seconds of fame? Or can I rush into an ICE facility? Or can I try to impeach the president for a non-impeachable offense? Can I be a Jamie Crockett and just be a complete idiot and say the stupidest shit ever of like, you're just like, how the fuck are you elected? And things like that, the AOCs, and you're just like, what are we fucking doing? And this is what this movie talks about, is how politicians, the media, they don't care about you. They care about corporations. They care about that mooly. Like, do you really think Bernie Sanders and AOC are really trying to fight the oligarchy? Because when you look at it, the oligarchy, they're flying private jets. AOC's richer now. Bernie's a millionaire. And guess who's funding this fight the oligarchy and no king's parades? Fucking billionaires. So you're fighting the oligarchy with the oligarchies of your choice. And I don't care if you say it's the right or left side, they both do it. And so you're just like, I'm done with this. I'm done with it. So that's what this show is trying to say, of this one guy trying to speak the truth of like, you know what? Our news medias now are run by the Arabs and things like that, where it's like, it isn't us anymore. We aren't in control. We want to think we're in control, but there are so many layers above you. You're not in control. That includes politicians, media, other countries, shit like that. Like, it is so many layers. You are at the bottom of the pit. And I think this is what the movie's trying to say, and sensationalize just your emotions. I think it does it tenfold. The acting's fantastic in this movie by everyone involved. And they call this a satire. This is not a satire. This is true story shit of what is happening now in today's day. There's also a great thing in this movie. We're talking about the newspaper. It's like famine on page 5, assassination on page 4, flooding on page 3. But page 1, this dude going fucking crazy. And you're thinking like, that's all we care about. This celebrity culture. What's the Kardashians? What does George Clooney think? And shit like that. It's like, is that really what we're thinking? Like, what's crazy, right? I know this happened in India, and the one guy surviving. Where did that story go? Gone. Oh, that's right, because you have Ukraine, Russia. Oh, that's right, you have Iran, Israel. All right, you also have, other shit like the migrant crisis and the ICE and everything like that, and how we have zero, like basically 111 border crossings on the southern border. So you have shit like that, and all the other things happen in the world, like, oh, China doing some hint flights to Iran. So you're thinking, what is going on in the world? And things like that. So it's like, do you really care about that, or the, the shiny, pretty stuff that's like, oh, it makes you feel better, which I understand that to an extent of what we need to do. So I think people are going to look at this movie and really dissect it for like their side of the aisle. Like, yes, MSNBC is doing it, or yes, Fox is doing it, and they're the issue. How about all media or news organizations are the issues? Because we're not news and media organizations anymore. And that's why the independent journalism of YouTube and X and Substack has really thrived in this universe, because the legacy media is dead. They are there for profit. Yes, you could say some of these independent journalists are there for profit as well, but they are the ones going to these no king protests, which I'm shocked that King let these people have protests. I'm fucking shocked. Then you also have like the independent journalists doing shit like that. So you're just thinking like, okay, is that the real media now? Or is it the Rachel Maddows who literally was sued and they in court like, yeah, we make shit up. We're not really news. We're a commentator. So yeah, it is baffling where we're at in the world and how this movie was made in 1976, and here we are in 2025, and the message is still the fucking same. Like, that proves, like, you could bitch about it in the 70s, you could bitch about it in the 80s, the 90s, the O's, the 10s, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. Shit is gonna stay, and it doesn't matter who's in power. It's all about, are they gonna go full speed ahead? Are they gonna pump the brakes? Is there gonna be a far left? No, there'll never be it, because you have, like, you could say the Ron Pauls or the Masseys who will just say something, but none of their shit gets approved, because sometimes they're always no men, and you just look at like what they voted on. It's like, I know you like to bitch on you like on Twitter and going to Fox News and bitch about it, but what are you actually doing to like do something, Because anyone could talk, but walking that walk is pretty difficult. But I think it's just shot extremely well. And I know this is not really a movie review of me bitching, but this movie really talks about how the world works. And that is crazy. Like I said, 50 years later, basically. 50 years later, holy shit. Anyway, the acting is great. The editing is fantastic. The dark humor is 100% there. It had people busting out laughing in this movie. It looked good. Some potent messaging. I just think it's a fantastic, well-acted, well-crafted movie. Yes, you could say that there are some slow parts, and it does drag, and did it really need to be a 2-hour movie? But the ending was pitch perfect. And the subplot also with the communists, it's also kind of funny, but it's also just kind of there to be there, and it doesn't really add anything to the story. So could that subplot been shorter or, been less? Sure. So overall, The Network, it's a satire that's potent in today's day and age. So does that really make it a satire? That question's up for you. So Network will receive a 4.5 out of 5 with Futons, which equals at 90%. We'll see the critics' news scores gave this one. Critics a 91 with 78. Audience score 93 with over 25,000. Critic consensus: driven by populist fury and elevated by strong direction, powerful acting, and intelligent script, Network's searing satire of rating-driven news remains sadly relevant more than 4 decades later. And it's kind of crazy when reading this. This talks about, how the media's there to make some money. The script, there's some fantastic just dialogue moments in this movie. Fan-freaking-tastic. Oh, and, yeah. Her problem in bed, yeah, dudes are like, we understand you. So we got a 91, 93, 90. Chase out here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Blue Futontopia. You Blue Tony, and take watch from a great day. I'm watch this today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. I was going to freaking one of you. Peace and love, and stay frosty out there.